How you doing today? It's good.
I'm good, Jason. Good to be with you.
Good to see you. Really fortunate that and grateful that you were able to spend a little time with me. And I know you're you've been a big and bigger user of CBD products for a number of reasons over the last several months or maybe a year. You'll clarify that for us. And I'd love for you to just talk a little bit about what you feel like you've gotten from the use of CBD products and perhaps a couple of your favorite products, and just hear a little bit from you on that front.
Well, I started, first of all, being a professional golfer for 40 plus years now, having played the PGA Tour, then the Champions Tour. And I don't play as much on the Champions Tour now, but I do TV for Golf Channel and NBC broadcast on-air commentary. But I still love the game of golf, and I still love to play, and I still love to go out and practice. And as I've gotten older, I'm 66 now, we know that as we age, we get the usual aches and pains. And I've had 2 hips replaced and 1 knee replaced, and I've had back surgery and rotator cuff in my left shoulder. So I've always been looking for ways to reduce that inflammation and that chronic pain in my body. A friend of mine, I would say last summer, said to me, "Have you ever tried CBD oil?" And I said, "No, I've never been a marijuana smoker. It really wasn't a thing when I was in college, or even when I was on the PGA Tour. I knew some guys that did it, but to me, you need to be your absolute best when you're playing on the PGA Tour." So I never got into any casual drugs, hardly drank either. But last fall, I thought, okay, I'm going to give this a try. So a PGA Tour rep, Mike Egling, was representing another CBD oil company, and I actually can't even remember the name of it now, but he gave me some. And he gave me the drops, and he gave me some oil, lotion. He gave me 5 or 6 things, which I started using. And amazingly, I started feeling better and better, to the point where in the mornings, when usually it would take me a half hour of stretching and moving to get going to be able to go play golf that day, I popped right out of bed. And I said to my wife, I said, "Wow, I don't know what's happening, but I'm feeling better." And that happened all the way through October, November, December, and I was feeling pretty good. January rolls around of this year, and I go to the PGA Merchandise Show, and Wesley Bryan's a good buddy of mine. We both were brand ambassadors for Lexus. And he called me up and said, "Hey, I'm a good friend of mine, Jason Provost with HATH, has a booth. Would you walk over there and say hi?" As you well know, at the PGA Merchandise Show, it is so massive in scale that everywhere you turn, you see people that you know, especially when you've been in the business as long as I have. So I got my program, I circled your booth, and I made sure that I was going to go over and just say hi and introduce myself. Well, when I got over there and you introduced me to your products, HATH products, you gave me some patches, which I had no idea at that point how CBD oil would be administered. I was using the drops under the tongue and the lotion and the roll-on and all of that. But it really wasn't until you and I spent probably 10 minutes there, but we've been on the phone probably 5 or 6 times, that you've explained to me how actually the absorption rate of a product is probably the most important yet the most misunderstood aspect of CBD oil. And you've been very helpful to me in me understanding the product and how it works. So right now, you sent me a box of 50 patches, which I really appreciate that. I told you I'm happy to pay for it, and you're not in the business to give stuff away. But when I wear the patch, I haven't been wearing the patch every day here, simply because I'm not playing golf. I'm just waking up in the morning, playing with my kids. I'm not required to do that much. It's basically Nana and Papa daycare here in Armonk, New York. But when I wear the patch, I actually tend to feel more normal, like I did when I was your age, when I was a young man. And it's been a real education for me to understand how products, and there's obviously so many lines. I think at the PJ Merchandise Show, you were one of 20 booths, whereas last year there was one. So it's a space that is growing quite a bit, especially in the world of golf, when we're always trying to feel as normal as possible. But again, understanding how it works is really important. So I've been doing the patch, the HATH patch, and I feel really good. And I'm looking forward to this year. I know this coronavirus has really knocked all of us off our perch a little bit in terms of what we do in business. And I'm looking forward to being able to get back out on the golf course and play a little bit and compete in some tournaments and see how I feel. It's no different than when I'm learning a new technique with my golf swing. If I wanted to make a change with my grip or my stance or some aspect of my game, CBD oil is a new club in my bag, so to speak. Yeah. So I've been trying to understand, and you've been really helpful to explain to me how the absorption rate is the key. And the HATH patch, which goes right on your skin, probably gives you the quickest and most, the fullest absorption, rather than the drops or a lotion or a roll-on or something along your gum or gummies, things like that. So it's been an education process, put it that way, as to what this does for us, especially when I'm trying to play golf.
There are some points that you made, which I'll just quickly cover, that again are some of that I think that users of CBD products, and albeit fairly new users, are still trying to get familiar with. You had mentioned marijuana, right? And so again, to clarify for people, and I think it's an important thing that I end up clarifying regularly, is the CBD products we're talking about, hemp-derived CBD products, and clearly there are cannabis. Everything is considered a cannabis-derived cannabis-derived product, and as a component of cannabis, you can end up with hemp, and what really sort of determines whether you're talking about hemp-derived or cannabis-derived is just the level of THC, or the psychoactive ingredient. And to the extent that's less than 0.3%, we consider that hemp. And the products we're talking about are hemp-derived. And I think in terms of the patch, and I appreciate you bringing that up. I mean, we love that product. But it's a product that we think fits perfectly into golf because it's designed for a very active person like yourself. And people love the timed release delivery of it.
It's no different. I was talking with Kevin Sprecher yesterday. Kevin is Debbie Doniger's husband, who I take some lessons from out at Sleepy Hollow when I'm in town. And we were talking about how when you work with different golf teachers, you might take one thought from one, but discount the other 3 or 4 things he might have said. And then you take something from another teacher. You really need to figure out what works for you, because we're all different. We're all different shapes and sizes. We all have different abilities and different thought process. So what you're saying about the CBD products is really important, and it's really valid that people understand what you're saying. One size does not fit all. Yeah. And that's, again, trial and error is how you become a good golfer. That's how Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods and all these great players got to be where they are. They tried something, it worked. They tried this, it didn't work. They didn't do it anymore. Right. So those are really important points to make.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more with that. Well, listen, I super appreciate your time, and I'm glad you're staying healthy and well, and the family's healthy and well during this time. And perhaps you'll have some time. We'll come on. We'll do this again. Super appreciative of your time, and stay healthy, stay well, enjoy the kids, and we'll be in touch soon.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Jason.
Peter.
See
Have
ya.
a great day. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Okay.